like I would never imagine you being a user because you look like you're very well put together. You have a job, you have a skill school. Like, you look like a perfect example of a head of the family. And all because of a loss of job. Suddenly, you sink yourself to that level. So you're willing to try, right?
Yep. I wanted to keep a second job, and then the thing it was, well, it's prescription medicine from a doctor. It's not like heroin off the street or cocaine or something like that. So I didn't think it could hurt me. I didn't think that after 2, 3 years of taking it, that I would be able to stop. And then I stopped. I got so sick that I had to continue taking them just to maintain. And then after a while, I realized I was in trouble. So that's when I went into rehab and started my process of rehabilitation. Is how to live.
So how long you have been sober so far?
4 years, maybe.
So that's good. So the turning point was physical sickness.
Yes, and then the money I was spending, and then realizing that I couldn't stop by
So
myself.
total, how many years it took you to get there?
Let's say 7.
So 7 years. So that's almost like being in a deep slumber for 7 years.
Yeah, I was taking it for 7 years before I finally said I can't take no more. I gotta do something. So I went online and found out what kind of help was available. Then I called my insurance company and they said, "Yep, you can go out
So
on."
what was the one turning point, like when you look back in your life? The turning point when you started using was loss of job, right? So it's like mentally, like in a space that you felt overwhelmed by life.
Right.
But what is the recovery turning point? Like when is it that moment in your life you decided to change your life? What was the grace about?
When one day I was so sick that I was having trouble moving my arms and doing my job.
So you were at work.
I was at work and it was like what I usually do, I was having real trouble doing. And I just made it to the end of the day. And that night, I hardly slept. And in the morning, I said, I got to sign. I got to go to the hospital, tell them what's going on. And the insurance company sent um, people down to get me into a rehabilitation place to see what was going on with me. It was what they were from the insurance crisis center, the insurance company.
Was your family supportive at that point?
Oh yes, yes.
So who was it your champion, so to speak?
I'd have to say my wife.
She was very forgiving.
She was always there for me, whatever I needed.
Did you take a lot of courage to open up to her?
Yeah, it did, because I knew she was going to be upset when she knew, but she knew something was going on anyways, the way it was, working the 2 jobs again and all kinds of energy. And then at nighttime, I'd be really tired after coming, after the Percocets wore off, the Oxycontin wore off. She knew something was going on. So when I explained it to her, and she said, well, if you need, I'm there for you. Don't think I'm going anywhere. I'm going to stay here and help you. We're going to get through this together.
Do you have kids?
Yes, but they're grown up.
So at that point, you didn't have kids at home?
No.
So you were empty nester. So
her and I.
Okay, that's good. I'm so proud of you. It's like,
Thank you.
grace.
Couldn't do it alone. People like yourself and a system that is trying to get rid of this opiate crisis, but it's just people that sell it don't care.
So what would you tell us as a community, as a person in recovery? Now you said you were recovered for 4 years, right? 4 years. So if you are going to be in my shoes, what would be your advice?
Well,
as a spokesperson in recovery, what would be the thing that helped you the most?
I'd say Suboxone, is a big help. It's a drug that helps you not going out looking for it, that it calms all the pain that comes with the withdrawal that you feel from that. And
how long it took you for stopping the withdrawal symptoms? How soon were you feeling good?
After taking some oxygen, oh, just a day.
So in
Oh,
one day you feel you beat it.
oh yeah, it's all of a sudden
Why is it you're not able to get off Suboxone? Why you are on it for 4 years?
well, it's like when I go 3 or 4 days without it, I get that real bad withdrawal,
So do
sickness
you
type
think
feeling.
you're willing to put up with this withdrawal rather than the other withdrawal?
Oh yes, yes. When the time comes, I'll do what I have to do.
And
See
is
how it
your
goes.
withdrawal mental or physical? Is it like
Both, I'd say it's both because you
which
do have
frightens you the most?
the physical because I mean you get at a point last time like when I came off 4 milligrams and trying to stop. I mean after 4 days, 5 days, I mean I couldn't even trust myself to drive.
Oh,
It's like you tunnel vision and just real lightheadedness, achiness throughout your body.
so there is. I think you should do a genetic testing. It's called methylation. There are two genes that I'm looking into for addiction and recovery. One is COMT gene, that's called omethyltransferase, and the other one is methylation, which is to give cellular energy in mitochondria. And I feel if the genes are off in the first place, you don't have the natural ability to make those um, energy producing stuff.
Yeah,
So if you do ever want to get off, the other choice would be to always be on some sort of a formula, the one I use personally for me too. Like,
yeah,
I have those genes off, but I have a natural way of doing meditation and stuff and keeping my methylation up.
hmm
There's a natural herb called haritaki,
hmm
and the other one that works is from sugar beet. It's called dimethylglycine. It's a powder I drink. So it's out of pocket expense for you. Because oxytocin monthly is like $60. It's
yeah,
like 2 days per day you will take it. It's compounded. And the other one that would help you naturally if you ever want to get off COMT gene, which is the addiction gene, which is like creates that buzz in your brain. So the pleasure factor which you're looking
yeah,
for. And for that, the haritaki, because that is what creates those like twinkles in the belly and stuff
yeah,
like. So I feel you need to understand how to do it naturally with the endorphins and stuff.
yeah,
Cannabinoids also can create those stabilization, but understanding your body, learning what it is earning for, because these are all love from outside you're looking for. You can do it yourself too, but it will take a lot of self-discipline,
yes, oh yes, I
reading and
understand
stuff.
that.
So
Yeah,
if which since you don't have the ability to give yourself those space,
hmm
time and space, you have to bring it from outside the environment to create those in your body. So you have two choices. The choice is yours, but this boxing is also like a leash,
hmm
like it's like it's another bridge you crossed over
right,
for 3 years. But is this what you want to do for life? Because we are going to enter 2018, and the reason I'm bringing it up is if you do want to go further, I have more resources for you. But if you want to stay this way, that's fine by me too. But remember, limitation is in your brain. You need to understand why are you feeling that way in the first place. So you want to work with your body and build it to the next level. But if you're not ready, I'm okay too. There's no pressure. But one thing, now that we are getting into the holiday seasons,
right,
in another week it's going to be Thanksgiving. If you do have a goal you want to achieve, I would like to be a coach, a recovery coach, to bring you to the next level. And I feel we can up our game, so to speak.
right,
I can say, okay, if you do have your vision, let me know, and I'll see that I can help you achieve it. Because all my patients, I'm 100% committed with you guys. As your coach, if your game in the society you're not able to perform well, I take it as a challenge for me, and I say, you know what? Let me see whether we can do it another way.
Right.
So I'm going to open up for next year to create a space for you guys so we can journey each person because you are going to be like part of my extension
Mm-hmm.
of learning from you why it didn't work. Because
Yep.
I see a man that is very committed to his own personal growth. But maybe you don't have the resources, so I'm going to help you because I have practiced this for 13 years.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
2004 I started. I
Yeah.
started with VA. That's where my first
Mm-hmm.
training was, and I felt like soldiers. One soldier stood up and he
Yep.
said how he was treated like a junkie, and it just broke my heart. I felt people go out there to fight, and that's where they pick up the habits. And when
Yep.
they come back, they don't have resources, and they feel so shamed. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel,
yeah. I know that feeling.
as a society, it's my job to reintegrate these people,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's their war or personal war, because we want our family to be stable,
Mm-hmm.
and I think addiction is destroying our children's lives.
Yes.
I feel mother is separate, father is separate, and the kids are like, raised by community that doesn't even care about them. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's not okay by me. And I feel with my three boys, just like when I see the little kids when they bring the parents,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's why I always, when I see a child here, I'll take time to go and say, "You're going to save the world."
Yeah.
And I always, tell them how proud I am that they are supporting their mom and dad, and make them feel very important.
Yeah. It's
And
a
I
big
feel
step.
indirectly what I'm doing with you is bringing that knowledge to the children in your family, your extension. You're going to have grandchildren at some point. You know.
Oh, I
So
do.
watching out for them because essentially that's what we can do. Like we can
Yeah.
be very good grandparents because the newer generation is very different.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
are so fast. They are like, they have no time for anybody. So I think everybody's busy with their phones. Like they don't even have time to look up, make eye contact, and everything is text.
Yes. You're so right, Dr. Don. You are so right.
So I feel the thing that is going down the tube is kids are being raised in virtual reality. Their reality is PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Like they are way out there, and they don't even know how to engage. Like everything's cyberbullying and all the other stuff.
Yep.
So I feel we really are going to be the grandparents that is going to turn the community back. And I think we need to really pay attention to our little kids.
Yep. Get strict. Make sure they know
Actually, it's not so
about
much
addiction.
strict.
They
See,
should be
I think
teaching it in school. Right away in school they should be learning about addiction and.
what I'm learning is it's not what we are dying for is love. It's not about rules because everybody gives us rules here. This
Yeah.
whole news is full of rules. I feel
True.
nobody tells you, "I love you, honey." Everybody
Yeah.
says, "I'm proud of you. You deserve it. You're entitled." And I'm like
Yeah.
saying, nobody says, "Hey, you need to be responsible. If you do this, you get that." I went and told my kids, I said, "Hey, can you help me with my plants to move indoor?" Actually, they did finally listen this year. And I
Good.
said, "I even will pay." They said, "Mom, it's not worth it." It's like, seriously, right?
Yeah.
We have come to this place. Like I actually told them, I said I need the planters to be moved. They totally forgot. All our plants died. And
Oh.
I next day I looked at them and I said, "Oh my God, you guys, thanks for helping me." And I look up like all the planters are out there. And they both look at me like between
They
the
must.
deer,
They must.
deer caught on
Headlights.
headlights.
Yeah.
And then they immediately, without even telling me, usually I'll
Yeah.
have to yell at them and stuff. They ran and they brought it in.
Yeah.
I
They
said,
sound like good kids. They sound.
but you know what I got out of it is they understand my value. Like,
Right.
So that's when I got it, like, too. I'm like saying, what? That's enough for me. Because I told them, because they were feeling a little guilty that they let me
Oh,
down. I said,
absolutely.
so I told them, you know what? the top died, the root wouldn't have died, it's not yet frozen, don't
Loyal,
worry.
you can bring them back.
And I said, I cut it off on the top,
I
and
see
I
what
said,
you
it's
have there.
good.
You'll come back.
So I said, it's going to come back. But what touched my heart was they looking at me with guilt. That's all. I wanted to know, because once they have guilt, I can bring the soul back. If they don't have guilt, it's too late.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's one thing.
Well, I have
And
plenty
you
of
know,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's all I'm aiming for. Like, you know, did I teach my values? Did
Yep.
I raise them in a way that they respect my vision for my life?
Yep.
You know, and I think indirectly we do touch them in our own way, but we need to like be the first one to be there for them when they fall too. Like, you know, because it's okay to. That's why I tell my kids. I said, "Hey, shame is a childhood emotion." They said, "What do you mean?" Because they're all sprinters
Mhm.
and they're runners. And they said, "What do you mean, mom?" I said, "Adults is about making amends." So I said, Let me rephrase it. You're in a relay race." And I said, "You fall down. When you get up, do you feel ashamed?" He said, "No." And I said, "What emotion you go through?" He said, "Oh, we need to catch up." I said, "That's all. Life is about catching up.
Mhm.
You know, it's not about failing, because everybody's going to fail. You know, if you don't fail, you never know you need the mistake in the first place.
Yeah.
Everybody cannot be winners. But if you understand and honor each other, that's all I'm looking for. You know, if by chance you're there and somebody says, you know, thank God you're in my life, that's all that matters. And I feel that's what I want for this society with. To say, you know, we took care of our environment
Mhm.
and we passed it on to you. And what you do with your planet Earth is up to you.
Right.
But at least I've done my,
Yeah, you
I
can-
with the limited knowledge I had.
Right. Yeah, knowledge. If I had the knowledge of what those pills were going to do to me and how addictive they were, and that they were like heroin, and that when you stop, you get so sick because of the addiction and how changes the chemicals in your brain. I don't think I would have started it if I would have
Yes.
known. Because I've never done heroin or nothing like that because I've always taught and seen how bad and what it does to people. But with the pills, you don't see that. You know, you think, oh, they're prescriptions. They're made by pharmaceutical big companies, business. They wouldn't make something that hurt you.
Yeah.
And I was so wrong. And so many people think that.
I think it's betrayal. I feel drug addiction is core of our society and their value and betrayal. Because I was asking one guy, he played football. He said the way it started as a teenager, all the friends used to share bills. And the way it started for him was when he had strained his muscle. He's a very nice guy. He runs his own big supermarket. He says they would tell him, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna take this. You'll
Yep.
not suffer." So as a friend, right, you accept. And one day he said he got it powder, and he said, "What is this?" They said, "Oh, because we were in a rush, it crushed in my pocket." See,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, you know, it's a
They get 'em.
betrayal.
Yep.
So he believed them,
Yep.
and you believe them to be your friend.
Yep.
I know that's the guy who gets us addicted. Unfortunately, it's like to the core of us not taking responsibility. So in recovery, the first thing is I'm looking for, are you going to keep your word? Am I able to trust you? It's not me doing a P test and finding out. Are you going to be upfront and say, "Hey, you know what, I screwed up"?
Mhm.
And if I can get to that level of you speaking your truth, I feel I have achieved recovery. Because recovery is about, like, you know, finding something you lost.
Right.
Right? It's not even about being sober.
Yep.
What
Find
you
something
lost,
Yep.
what you lost is what you took for granted. What you took for granted is life.
Yes.
So this is so weird. People don't get it. Oh, they say, "Oh, it means, like, you know, I'll be clean, I'll make money." You know, those are all fancy words. No. I said, what you lost is what you took for granted. And why you took for granted? Because you could never understand what to be grateful for. And
Yep.
once you are in recovery, every day waking up alive and clear mind, be grateful.
Mhm.
Take responsibility for one more person than you to bring them back home. That's all. Like, you know, so
Yep.
start with one person next year, and then go to 2 person, 3 person, and then you can build a community. you know. And I came across a poem. I'm going to finish this with that. The poem says, "We are broken inside." Have you seen this called expansion? It's a sculpture. There's a pure light inside
Mhm.
with broken pieces outside. This girl designed it as an art, and I'm going to show you. Expansion.
Help me with that. It's time at work.
It's a blog. You should read about this.
Yes, I will.
See, like
Oh
how
my
she
gosh.
what she said, everybody was focusing on making a perfect sculpture,
Yep.
but she decided to do a broken sculpture, and she
It's true.
dropped it. She dropped it
Mhm.
after she made the mold, let it float away, and then she brought it back in bronze,
Mhm.
and then on the mold she put it together and put the light inside. So we are pure light. In pure light, God doesn't judge us. He doesn't say
Yep.
you're bad, good,
You can
because
be
He's going to
broken
be.
on the outside, but on the
But
inside, if you
inside,
got the
God is
light,
always saying, I'm going to be there. Like, that's why I tell my patient, you're sitting in jail cell, you think God is not with you? Of course, He's sitting with you.
of course.
You're in forest, He's with you. You're in army, He's with you. You're in society, He's with you. So the light inside is so pure. Our soul is so pure. There's no judgment. There's no right or wrong. The society, on the other hand, expects you to be perfect, but you can be broken. But never lose that light inside. So when you expand that light, right, people see the beauty in you. When they see the beauty in you, there is harmony in the family. When there is harmony in the family, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in our world. And I was thinking, oh my God, like when I came across that poem, I was so touched.
Mhm.
And that's going to be my message for this Thanksgiving, because I feel once we understand how a little piece of us, if we bring it back as pure light inside and not judge another person, grow us and grow another person, and also, like, be the pillar of light for our society. That's all we need to do. Don't worry about words. Don't worry about, like, anything else,
Yep.
because only by example we can change the record. Because you need to walk the talk.
Yes.